the connection between the breath and mind. So we conclude here together that the mind is the issue, an issue, that we can feed the brain to improve our thinking. The mind seems to be at the root of dis-ease or ease. The breath, as we've learned in yoga, as we're taught from all the masters, has an integral role in our own personal transformation from dark to light or from dis-ease to ease. Sadhvi, could you speak about that?
Sure, yeah. The breath is really a bridge. But a flowing, rather, you could say a river maybe, a flowing, moving bridge river, connecting the spirit and the physical. As we breathe, we're literally connecting with the universe. So in our inhalations, we're taking in the universe. In our exhalations, we're giving out into the universe. And so on a very, very deep level, the breath is that which connects us. We know there's an intangible spirit that flows through us. But the breath is really the tangible aspect of that. That on a constant basis, we are in communication, in connection with the universe. Taking, giving, taking, giving, taking, giving. And so on that level, how we feel about taking at all, how we feel about letting go at all, plays in very physically with our breath, which is where, for example, types of breath work, whether it's something like pranayama or whether it's actual breath work practices, get so deep into the psyche. It's not just an exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, but it's actually an exchange of consciousness. And all of that which we hold on to, all of our thoughts, all of our beliefs, all of our patterns of self, of world, of love, of fear, manifest in breath. If you watch your breath, if you really watch your breath, what most of us will find is either the inhalation or the exhalation comes more naturally for us. And the other one requires a little bit more attention and intention. Again, not good, not bad, not right, not wrong, simply interesting. Where is it that my consciousness is interacting? As Bruce spoke so beautifully about the interaction of belief, spirit, and immune system. Well, the breath could be sort of the medium through that. There's no issue in my lungs. It's not that my lungs don't know how to inhale or exhale. It's not that my diaphragm doesn't know how to go up or go down or contract or release. What is it then that makes such a deep exhalation so hard? What is it that makes the inhalation, the deep one, so hard? Why do we take in so shallowly? And it's really just that beautiful bridge I find between psychology, spirituality, and the physical being of what is the belief? What do I not deserve to take in? What am I not prepared to let go of? In what way am I holding back from being a conscious, excited, active participant in the exchange of energy with the universe. Because that's what our breath is a way that we're exchanging with the universe. So anybody who's ever done any kind of breath work knows all kinds of emotions come up. I mean, you thought you were just breathing, and suddenly you're crying. Suddenly you're remembering. Suddenly you're afraid. And that's what the breath connects us. And this is where work on the breath is such a beautiful tool to access, to see, to understand, and then to heal our relationships with ourselves and our patterns of belief regarding our relationship with the world. What do we deserve to take in? How much and for how long? What are we permitted to let go of? Is there a universe that will hold us if we exhale? If I let go of this one, how do I know there'll be another one? And all of that which leads us into these patterns that keep us so stuck, both physically, because of course, on a very, very physical level, if you're not breathing properly, you're not going to be healthy. Our cells need oxygen. So if I have a pattern of belief that is interacting with my breath, that's going to be the equation through which, the pathway through which that belief impacts my physical body. Deprive cells of oxygen, they're not going to flourish, they're not going to blossom. So how can we, through yoga, through working with the breath, through working with the body, because of course it's not just the breath, it's the muscles of our body. How, working with that which feels so physical, can we get at that which is actually so deeply spiritual and psychological?
Just to begin with, a very interesting concept that Judeo-Christianity has provided the large population of the world with a belief that Genesis occurred and God created the planet and the water and then the animals and the plants. And after all this creation, then God said, let's add some humans to the mix. So we didn't come from that creation, we were added to the earth. Science comes in and also separates us from the planet because conventional science, based on what is called Newtonian physics, we are physical particles separate from each other. No, we're all separate pieces. And we lost the understanding that the word Gaia is a living organism. The earth is a cell. We are connected to everything. We've lost that vision. We feel that we are a piece in a bunch of pieces. And as I said, are we going to be safe or are we going to be afraid in this? And I said, then we want to protect ourselves. And if you understand the breathing of most people, it's very shallow. It's right up here. Why? I don't want to take too much of the outside in. I'm protecting myself, but as Sadhvi just said, we still need oxygen. So we breathe in a little bit of oxygen, but we want to be separate. And the simple reality is, those beliefs are totally false. We were created with everything. We are created from everything. There is no separation between us and the world in which we live. And so when we are breathing very shallow, we are actually, remember I said, protection, close yourself down. Shallow breathing, closing yourself down. When you start to learn to take in the breath of life, you are opening yourself to the entire world around us. And that opening of the world makes us part of this world, not a separate piece from one another. So breathing becomes a very important part of, am I hiding from the world by just breathing a little tiny bit? Or can I take in this breath and become part of this oneness that we are? Your separation is where all the problems of life come from. Your breathing can open you up to this entire world, to take it in. You are this world. You are every bit of this. You're a reflection of everything out there. You came from that. So basically, can we stop the protection that we think is helping us, but it's the protection that is killing us? And breathing, can I take this in? Can I take the world in? Yes. And I can thrive. And so when we start to let go of that protection, the breathing will start to go from shallow chest to abdominal, because I'm taking in the world with every breath. I'm taking in the energy of the world with every breath. And that is what makes us whole. You have shallow breathing, you have fear, all of a sudden you cannot be whole anymore. And so we come here to learn to take power back. And oh my God, closing word, yoga.